John Hollis with Rockers in Recovery. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, being a part of the show, and being a part of recovery. Would to tell you a little bit about Rockers in Recovery so that way you know what we do and what we're about. Rockers in Recovery is a media company. Been around since 2008, and we're dedicated to carrying a message of addiction recovery education, and we do it through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community. You can go to rockersinrecovery.com and find out more information on what we do and how we do it. Today's guest is gentleman Paul Wilson, and he is the creator and founder of Sobriety, Unplugged. Today we're going to talk about how music heals and his new song that he just came out with, All It Really Takes. And we're going to get Paul on the line here. Paul, how you doing today, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good, John. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure and an honor. I've known you for years. You've played at our festivals for years, and a huge supporter of Rockers in Recovery, and love what you're doing with Sobriety Unplugged. You have an event coming up real quick here, right, in June?
Yeah, June 10th. We'll be doing an event at the 101 Club in Pompano. I have 10 singer-songwriters. The majority of them are in recovery. I have a couple of coming out that aren't in recovery, but their lives have been affected, both ends, from closeness in their family with their addiction. One guy actually lost his brother due to direct results of opiates and heroin addiction, and another guy lost his wife, direct results of alcoholism. And they're friends of mine, and they see both sides. You know, they know me and my wife real well, and they just think that what we do is wonderful and blah blah blah, all the things that people say that don't really understand what it goes through to become, to be on this side of the deal, But they do. They get it, and they're great songwriters. They've written some really wonderful songs about recovery too. So I got them coming out. But the majority of it are people that are in recovery. It's amazing the pool of talent there is in the recovery community, both on the songwriting, singer-songwriter end, and on the rocker end. I mean, look at all the great bands that you have at your festivals and stuff, and they're all local guys from right here in South Florida and from around the country, and other guys from around the country that come and play. So the pool of outstanding musicianship in sobriety is absolutely amazing, so right down to the local level. So that's what we're going to be doing.
It's a great way to be able to give back to the community, but most importantly, educate people while you're doing it. And that's what Rockers in Recovery and Sobriety Unplugged is all about. But one of the things I want to shed a light on, too, is Paul is now formally part of Rockers in Recovery and will be doing outreach for Rockers in Recovery and working with new people to come aboard with the radio station and, of course, our media company. So if you'd like to find out more about Rockers in Recovery, you can contact Paul at rockersinrecovery.com. So it's really a cool thing to bring Paul aboard and to have him part of the internal workings of Rockers in Recovery now as, our outreach coordinator and making things happen on that end. Look forward to many years of you doing it, Paul.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I mean, when you asked me to do this and to come on board and actually become an official part of Rockers in Recovery, more than just as a volunteer and helping out, to actually become involved in the organization, it just, because I told you all along, I do meetings and I do recovery and I do sponsorship and I do all the things I need to do to stay sober and drug free, but it's nice to be able to do a little bit more. You get to spread the word in different ways, through the music and I mean, whether you're in sobriety or recovery or not, if you're just normal people, the emotional output that you get, that you get from listening to music, and the people in recovery seem to really respond to it, and it's a great way, and also a great way to show them that you can have a good time, that it all isn't humdrum, that just because you're putting down the drink and the drug doesn't mean you can't have fun anymore. You still can have a fulfilled life. You're not going to have a minute of time extra to your life once you get involved in all of this, and to be able to reach out to the families of the people that are still sick and suffering, and let the families know that there is hope for their loved ones. That and that's what you do. That's what you've been doing so much for so long. I mean, Rockers in Recovery since 2008. You've been doing this almost a decade now, and it's finally starting to really get out there and become what I think what your original vision was for it, and I'm just grateful and very, very proud to be a part of Rockers in Recovery. Okay, so thank you.
Back at you, Paul. Hey, listen, let's talk about it. All it really takes. Well, you wrote the song. Tell us a little bit about it, and then we're going to play it.
Okay, actually, I didn't write the song completely. The gentleman I was just talking about, that his brother passed away from direct results, and a really close friend of his too. I think the guy that taught him how to play are both succumbed to the terrible addictions and what's going on in our nation right now. Years ago, but anyway, and he started writing this song. He wrote this song for me. He said, "I want to write." He told me at Christmas time or something that he wanted to write a song, and he wanted to write one that was for me, from my point of view, from what I've talked to him about and everything. And so he started writing this song, and he brought it to me, and he said, "What do you think?" And so we did some changes, and we did a few things together, back and forth with it and stuff, and virtually, it's my story. If somebody asked me to speak, it's a fairly long song. It's almost 5 minutes, which is long in songwriter world, but I could just put this on the microphone and pretty much tell my story in 5 minutes, because it almost is exactly word for word what happened to me in my journey from the dark side over into walking in the sunlight of the Spirit. It's almost exactly what happened, and it was mind-boggling that he wrote this song, and then we finished it up with we resolved it to come into the rooms, and it's a great song. My wife sings on it, and his wife, they do a little backup singing on it with us. And my wife's in recovery. My wife actually has a month longer than me. She thinks she's my freaking sponsor, but that's another story. But she thinks that every person in recovery should hear this song. Yeah, we could do a whole show on that one. Yeah, we won't even go there. My wife, okay? Anyway, but she honestly believes in her heart that every person in recovery should hear this song, and because it's the way that it is, and it is all it really takes on both sides. So I'm really proud of the song and the work that Ed did and that everybody did on it. And if it's okay to plug a little bit here, we recorded it at Betel Music Studio in Fort Lauderdale, and Newell Bates, who is a great sound engineer and has a studio. He's also my sound guy. He will be doing sound and also be performing a few songs himself. He just lost his wife to cancer 2 weeks ago, and he's going to be doing a few songs himself, and my sound guy at Sobriety Unplugged. So you come out and meet Newell. You can meet the whole gang, man. I got some really great people. I got a couple of people I haven't worked with before coming out. So our community of Sobriety Unplugged and the network that I'm trying to put together of good players, singer-songwriters in South Florida is starting to grow. So very cool.
And also we have the Sobriety Rocks. That's going to be November 11th at the 101 Club too. More will
that's going to be huge, man. You're going to be doing that.
Yeah, Rockers in Recovery is actually producing the show there for Sobriety Rocks at 101, November 11th. More will be revealed. So, Paul, I want to thank you for calling in today, being a part of Rockers in Recovery and all that you do. Go to sobrietyunplugged.com. You'll find out more information about Paul and what he's doing and building the network that he's building. Most importantly, if you want to catch Paul, you can actually email him, Paul at Sobriety Unplugged. What's the email?
Yeah, and my phone number is on the website too, and I have no problem. Call me. Blow my phone up. If I don't answer, leave me a message. I will call back. I'm always checking my messages, and I will return every single phone call. So I don't care if you blow my phone up. Call me if you need to.
All right, very cool. And you can find the phone number and the email address right at Sobriety Unplugged. Check it out, and thank you for being on the show today. Let's check out All It Really Takes. Paul, thanks for calling in.
All right. Okay, thanks, John. Thank you, buddy. All right, bye-bye.
You're welcome. All It Really Takes by Paul Wilson and Friends.
It all came down just like a slow motion crash. can't remember the details, they all went by so fast. Now I know I made a few mistakes. I guess that's all it really takes. When the work slowed down and things began to slide, started drinking in the day and looking for a place to hide. I came home one night, found my bags outside the door. I guess she didn't want me there no more. I didn't realize how much my life changed on that day. I was watching my whole world slowly slip away. The will is strong until it breaks. I guess that's all it really takes. I did odd jobs and hung out down at the bar. Got wasted every night, sleeping out back in my car. I snagged it down late one night, my car was gone. I knew it was time for moving on.
Days passed and I learned the way of the streets, where they'll catch you for a buck and take the shoes right off of your feet. But the others were just like me, we all had to live our fate. I guess that's all it really takes.
I couldn't understand how I let it all slip away. I missed my whole life, missed it more each day. The will is strong until it breaks. I guess that's all it really takes.
Weeks turned into months, but the booze just blurred the time. Panhandling on the corner with my Jesus loves you sign. Someone told me I could change, there were steps I could take. The idea made my soul just ache.
So I went to a meeting, told myself it was just to see. When I heard their stories, I knew they were just like me. I found a place where I felt safe, and that is what it really takes. I'm so glad I realized that I could change my way. All places and people, I had to put them away. A few new friends and one good book, and that is what it really took. A few new friends and one good book, and by the grace of God, it took.
OTR drivers, keep your business rolling and your finances traveling toward a positive financial future. Make TaxesForTruckers.com your partner to handle the money side of things. Started by the daughter of a long-haul driver, TaxesForTruckers.com understands your business and can help you pay less taxes, keep your books, and track your finances, keeping you on the road towards your financial goals. And they're local in the Midwest, but available nationwide. Get started at TaxesForTruckers.com. That's taxes, the number 4, truckers.com.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.